Welcome to One Word a Day. I'm Sophia, pilot into the Universal Chinese. Let's continue exploring possible movement or actions taken by horses. Ta, trample. There's no horse symbol anymore. So this can be human behavior as well. But because definitely horses can trample things, so this is associated with horse movement. Ta, as you can see, simplified traditional looks the same, but 2,000 years ago's dictionary looks different. This ta symbol was not collected in that dictionary. The similar one is looking like this, which is made of the feather or pair of wings symbol, with this big arch with two horizontal lines. That some people say it could be a hat looking thing. I mean, we can only guess. But because of the meaning of trample that's involved with foot symbol and your kneecap here, that's some action that's taken by our legs. And this feather probably have this anti-gravity association that's moving upward. But then this arch thing with two horizontal lines probably is downward. So there is this upward downward motion, back and forth, almost like a tug of war of sort, right? That's one version. That's one version of the trample character back then. According to the simplified traditional contemporary version, the right side should be this ta. It's a sound maker, yes, but I never stop at just label it as a sound maker. It definitely makes meaning from that. What's the meaning of this one? The top is water symbol. So water, we talked many times ago, many times throughout the One Word a Day, because it's one of the major key component of elements in life. And actually, Chinese take a lot of movement of water, lessons of water, use that on human behavior or human psychology or societal. So here, water symbol, which is mainstream, and then the side not exactly streams, but interrupted flows of water. So that mimic the water in nature. So imagine a stream, a creek, a river. The top is water sign. The bottom is the mouth with half of the lip open, and with I guess here the horizontal line is some word coming out of the mouth. This is a yue. I mean, it's the ancient way to say. So when we record conversation, right? We often, especially in the classical literature, Confucian school of thoughts, right? Mostly it's students of Confucius recording what Confucius said. I know they always start with the 子曰, 子 refer to Confucius. Confucius say, okay, quote unquote here. So that's the say. That means somebody have something to say, especially a wise man, right, in a position to say, to share their wisdom, being recorded, kind of Socrates in the Greek scholar school of thought, the founding father-ish figure. So this yue means somebody have something worthy of saying, and we use water symbol to mean somebody who is almost like non-stop saying. Okay, I feel like both English and Chinese value succinctness of saying, because saying is almost like a taking the public space to share your opinions. Of course, we want to people have their voices, but do we actually question the voices said? Does that add to the current conversation? A lot of times it's noises. A lot of times it's kind of traumatic processing even. I'm not saying like traumatic processing cannot be shared, but that probably saying something over and over again, uh, it's not appreciated. It's taking public space for personal use, and it can be there is always a fine line of how much you say. So Chinese is very conscious about the saying. And if we put a water sign above the saying thing, this quote unquote thing, that means somebody has so much to say. They're kind of water continuously flowing. And that almost is equivalent to nagging, means repetitively saying the same thing. It's kind of a preachy way. It's a loose, it's almost influence influence or lose or devalue what you say simply by repeated so many times. So I guess there is a value judgment over there. And also Chinese have this 口若悬河 to compare that your mouth, you're babbling too much as if it's water flowing nonstop. And that you can see it's kind of annoying to the audience, right? So we use that nonstop saying or nagging imagery paired with this kneecap and a foot symbol, which represent the actions your legs are doing, means kind of a frequently repeated action of stepping onto the ground. So if we have this upward and downward motion, tug war on here, on the ta, this character, not only the sound maker, but that gives you this repetitiveness, this non-stopness, this high, almost like high cadence, repeated stepping down motion. So that's trample. So I guess Chinese describe motions in quite a detailed way. We have, I guess in English, we have trample as well. And I guess most people learn this word through context. But Chinese always try to pack in the definition of what that word is. And of course, no definition can be like a complete or accurate or static. Evolution of language keeps adding nuances to this carrier, which is this word. Okay, now 3 examples. 踏春,踏歌, 踏实. Okay, the sound varied. Because the meaning kind of varied as well. 踏春, trample spring. Okay, you would imagine you don't want to trample on the flowers, right? Because trample is associated with a little bit destructive, if it's annoying, repetitive movement of the legs. But when we say 踏春, it means you're walking on the green space and in the springtime. So 踏春 in Chinese is actually an activity encouraged by people to go outdoors, to explore the spring, to experience, to inhale and step on, walk through spring, to go outdoors. So we use 踏春. So I guess in English we have spring break. Chinese don't really have that spring break, but schools do have this 踏春 sometimes. Have field trips like that, really like a field trip, go to the field of spring to experience nature. So that's 踏春. So it's positive feeling. It's even if it's starting from this trample, this repetitive imagery, but when it's associated with spring, it becomes enjoyable. It's encouraged. And 踏歌 is tapping to the song. So it's almost like humans. We are musical and kinetic being. We cannot hold ourselves still when we hear a strong rhythm of things, right? So 踏歌 describes this almost like instinctively or naturally movement of your body, particularly your legs that you're going to step according to the beat of the song. And that's 踏歌. Eventually, when I grew up, I don't see a lot of 踏歌 at all. Well, social dance in my parents' generation was a thing. Like you listen to the music in a dance hall room, and then you pair with people, random people. Sometimes you have preferred partners to dance, but social dancing was a thing back then. And I guess that's the organized way for people to have some fun. But just outside that environment, Nowadays we have a 广场舞, this dance in a public square, kind of organized way. But this 踏歌 is almost like an individual thing, like your body's natural response to rhythm. You just want to tap it. The experience of frequency or happy energy, and I have to express it by this tap. All right, 踏实. Now the sound change because 踏实 is describing somebody who is stepping on the ground to gain a solid footing before moving forward. So 踏实 describes somebody who really did their homework. English expression, did their homework, like put in as much as preparation on their end as possible to in face of some big problem or challenge. And 踏实 means somebody who really did the groundwork and take every step of the way, like solidly step on there. So all three, 踏歌, 踏春, 踏实, all of them are kind of positive. It's not like this imagery of a trample that English describe, but 踏 in Chinese simply means you lift your leg and step it back down and repeat it, not in the purpose of jumping like a vertical, remove yourself from the ground, or horizontal, move yourself forward or backward, but you're simply stepping on your ground multiple times repeatedly. And I guess it's kind of what horses do, but also humans do. And probably it's kind of a weird, right? Because I remember in one time in a supermarket, grocery shopping, I saw someone who is probably have some mental issues that would dance to the store music. And then I reflect on myself why I thought that person has some mental issues because she was dancing as she was dancing to the music. I mean, why? Like societal expectations on us is such that we're supposed to behave in a certain way, and isn't dancing to music a natural instinctive part of us that we just want to dance to the songs. So all the adults in the groceries, they listen because this is part of such a market environment of grocery stores that we don't really feel joy because we know it's part of the shopping environment. But that person who supposedly have their mental issues just live to their own in their own world in a way that kind of a break out of the boundaries and the constraints of the society that they will just instinctively respond to the song. And that's tap song and a proof of contemporary proof that we do that all the time, even if I don't see it that often in society, at large these days. And we only go kind of start to move our body to the rhythms when it's in a certain dance venue. But ancient times, people do that too. All right, trample. And here's a tap dancer, obviously. So I guess to tap is one another more I guess is also an acceptable translation of tap. And in fact, the Chinese translate tap dance as ti tap. So that's exactly that official word for Chinese as tap dance. Thank you very much for your time. See you another day.